There comes a moment in life when you realize that the biggest battle you'll ever face is not against the world, not against critics, not even against circumstances, but against yourself. The you vs you battle is the invisible struggle that determines whether you rise or fall, whether you settle or soar. Your mind will always present two versions of yourself. The one who believes and the one who doubts, and the one who dares and the one who fears, the one who moves forward and the one who hesitates. The question is, which version will you choose to empower? Every single day, life hands you choices. You can either stay in comfort or step into growth. You can hold on to the old stories that limit you, or you can write new ones. Remember, the enemy is not outside. It's the inner resistance, the self-sabotage, the excuses, and the fears that whisper you can't. When you conquer yourself, nothing outside can defeat you. Winning this battle means controlling your thoughts, your habits, and your emotions. It means transforming pain into purpose, setbacks into lessons, and fears into fuel. This is the true definition of strength, mastering the inner world so the outer world aligns in your favor. You vs you is not a one-time victory, it is a daily practice. Each morning you rise is an invitation to choose courage over comfort, discipline over distraction, and belief over doubt. The question is, will you take control or will you be controlled? Now, let's break down the 10 key principles that will help you win the vs you battle. The first step to winning the you vs you battle is to identify your inner opponent. This opponent is not visible to the world. It lives in your thoughts, beliefs, and fears. It's the voice that says, you're not good enough, or it's too late, or you can't do this. Most people lose to this voice because they mistake it for truth. But in reality, this voice is only a reflection of your conditioning and past experiences. Recognize it for what it is: resistance. The moment you become aware of this inner opponent, you begin to regain power. Write down the recurring negative thoughts that hold you back. Then challenge them with empowering truth. For example, if the inner voice says, you've failed before, so you'll fail again, replace it with, I learned from my failures and I am stronger now. Awareness is your weapon. You cannot defeat what you cannot see. By recognizing your inner opponent, you separate yourself from it. This clarity allows you to stop reacting out of fear and start responding with intention. Once you identify the inner resistance, you can begin dismantling it piece by piece. Taking responsibility is the ultimate act of self-empowerment. Many people spend their lives blaming others, their parents, their past, their circumstances, for their current reality. But blaming external factors only strengthens your inner opponent because it convinces you that you're powerless. When you take full responsibility, you reclaim your power. You acknowledge that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This mindset shifts you from victim to creator. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve my situation? This question opens up solutions. Instead of waiting for life to change, you become the one who changes it. Remember, responsibility doesn't mean self-blame, it means self-leadership. It's about owning your decisions and your energy. When you do this, you stop giving excuses and start producing results. Every time you say, I am responsible, you weaken the grip of the old self, the one that wants to stay comfortable and safe. Responsibility forces you to rise above limitations and live as your highest self. This is how you begin winning the you vs you war by stepping fully into your power. Your thoughts are seeds and your life is the garden. Whatever you repeatedly think will eventually take root and shape your reality. The problem is most people allow negative, fear-based thoughts to dominate their minds without questioning them. To win against yourself, you must master your thought. This begins with awareness. Pay attention to the mental conversations you have each day. Are they empowering or destructive? Start replacing limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations. For example, change I'm not capable into I am resourceful and capable of learning what I need to know. Say it out loud, write it down, and repeat it until it becomes your truth. Also, guard your mental environment. Be mindful of the media you consume, the people you surround yourself with, and the words you speak. All of these influence your inner dialogue. Remember, thoughts are energy. When you constantly choose positive, empowering thoughts, you shift your frequency. Over time, this rewires your brain and strengthens your belief in yourself. Winning the you vs you battle is impossible without mastering your thoughts because they shape the reality you live in. Your comfort zone feels safe, but it is the most dangerous place to live. It keeps you small, unchallenged, and disconnected from your true potential. The inner opponent loves the comfort zone because it doesn't require growth or change. To win against yourself, you must learn to step into discomfort. Start by taking small, deliberate risks every day. Whether it's speaking up when you're afraid, learning a new skill, or pushing yourself physically. Growth is uncomfortable by nature. When you feel fear, don't run from it. Use it as a compass. Fear often points directly toward the areas of life where you need to grow. The moment you take consistent steps outside your comfort zone, you build confidence. You realize that failure won't kill you, and each challenge makes you stronger. Ask yourself daily, What uncomfortable thing can I do today that will help me grow? Over time, this mindset transforms you. Instead of avoiding discomfort, you start seeking it because you understand that's where your power lies. The version of you that lives in the comfort zone cannot win the you vs you battle. The version that steps into growth can. Discipline is the bridge between you are and who you want to be. Without it, you'll always fall victim to your impulses, distraction, excuses. Building self-discipline starts with small commitments. Choose one habit that aligns with your goals and practice it consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Over time, this strengthens your ability to control your actions regardless of emotions. For example, wake up 30 minutes earlier each day to work on yourself, or commit to exercising regularly even when it's inconvenient. Each time you follow through, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am in control. Discipline also requires eliminating temptations. Structure your environment to make success easier. If you're trying to eat healthy, don't keep junk food in the house. If you're trying to focus, put your phone away during work hours. Self-discipline is not punishment, it is self-love in action. It's choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term comfort. When you master discipline, you no longer wait for motivation, you create it. And when you control your habits, you control your future. This is how you win the daily you vs you battle. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a stepping stone to success. The inner opponent wants you to fear failure because it knows that fear will keep you from trying. But if you reframe failure as feedback from the Catholics, you'll use it as a tool for growth. Every setback contains a lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I do better next time? This shifts your focus from shame to self-improvement. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than others have even tried. The difference is they didn't let failure define them, they didn't refine them. When you adopt this mindset, you'll take more risks. You'll stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking imperfect action. Remember, failure doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're in the arena. Every time you fail and get back up, you build resilience, and resilience is the armor you need to win the you battle. So don't avoid failure, seek it. It is proof that you are growing and pushing beyond your limits. Self-reflection is how you track your progress in the you vs you battle. Without it, you can easily slip back into old patterns without realizing it. Set aside time each day, even just 10 minutes, to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Ask yourself, did I act as my highest self today? Where did I allow fear, doubt, or laziness to win? Journaling is a powerful tool for self-reflection. Write down what you're proud of and where you need to improve. This practice brings awareness to your patterns and keeps you accountable. Reflection also gives you clarity. When life feels chaotic, stepping back to evaluate helps you see the bigger picture. You begin to recognize the areas where you're winning and the areas where you need to strengthen your mindset. Most importantly, self-reflection helps you live with intention. Instead of drifting through life on autopilot, you consciously choose how you want to think and act. Remember, the inner opponent thrives in darkness. Self-reflection shines a light on it, weakening its power. The more you reflect, the more control you gain over your inner world, and the closer you get to becoming the best version of yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. You are the average of people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by negative, unmotivated individuals, it will be harder to win the you vs you battle because their energy will feed your inner opponent. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. These are the individuals who will lift you higher when you feel low. At the same time, be willing to distance yourself from those who drain your energy or keep you stuck in old patterns. This doesn't mean you don't care for them. It means you care enough about yourself to protect your growth. Also, consider finding a mentor, joining a community of like-minded individuals who share your goals. Being in an environment of growth-oriented people will naturally push you to level up. Remember, your circle influences your mindset, your habits, and your beliefs. Surrounding yourself with the right people makes the you vs you battle easier because you're supported by a positive, empowering environment. Choose your circle wisely and watch how quickly you start transforming. Live with purpose gives meaning to your battles. Without it, it's easy to give up when things get hard. When you know why you're fighting, you'll keep going no matter the obstacles. Take time to discover what truly matters to you. What are your values? What impact do you want to have on the world? What excites your soul? Once you identify your purpose, align your daily actions with it. Even the smallest tasks become meaningful when they're connected to a bigger vision. Living with purpose also strengthens your resilience. Challenges no longer feel like setbacks, they feel like stepping stones toward your mission. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing, it simply has to be true to you. Whether it's raising a loving family, helping others, or creating something meaningful, let it be your compass. When you live with purpose, you stop comparing yourself to others. You understand that your journey is unique, and you become laser focused on your own growth. Purpose gives you the strength to win the you vs you battle because you know what you're fighting for. Choose progress over perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest weapons your inner opponent uses against you. It convinces you that you must wait until everything is perfect before you take action. As a result, you procrastinate, overthink, and stay stuck. To win the you vs you battle, embrace progress instead of perfection. Focus on taking small, consistent steps forward, even if they're messy. Each action builds momentum, and momentum is the enemy of fear. When you make progress, no matter how small, you create evidence that you're capable of growth. Remember, no one starts out perfect. Every master was once a beginner. Give yourself permission to be imperfect, to learn, and to evolve along the way. When you release the need for perfection, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. You realize that the journey itself is what shapes you, not just the destination. The goal is not to be perfect, it is to be better than you were yesterday. Choose progress, and you will always be moving forward in the you vs you battle. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not with the world, it is with yourself. Every doubt, every fear, every excuse is a test, but you have the power to win. When you recognize your inner opponent, take responsibility, master your thoughts, and choose growth over comfort, you begin to transform. You become the version of yourself that is unstoppable, resilient, and fully alive. Remember, you vs you is not a one-time victory, it is a daily commitment. Each day, you choose whether the old self wins or the highest self wins. Decide today that you will not be held back by fear, excuses, or self-doubt. Choose courage, choose discipline, choose belief, because when you conquer yourself, you conquer everything.